All right, welcome everyone to Sunday service for Clifton Family Church. Please, if you can, please stand up as we sing our opening songs. And yeah, try your best to sing and have fun. And yeah, really invite God into this space. Higher grounds. I'm pressing on.
Morning, everybody. What a beautiful song, right? And will never leave you anymore. Let's promise that to God, to one another. So today is the last Sunday of September. My name is Monica Luis. I'm the MC. Good morning. And as the song said, greet all men with a loving heart. So let's practice that. Greet each other. It's nice to see everybody engaging, not just a quick greet and meet, but you have something to say, so that's beautiful. Now, if it was your birthday in September, it's your lucky day. Today is the birthday celebration. So if you were born this month, please come up. There's a lovely cake. We would love to celebrate you. Don't be shy. There must be some September birthdays in the house, I bet. A 1 and a 2. September birthdays, please come up or downstairs in the fellowship hall if you have a birthday in September. All right, everybody. We got 4. Wonderful. Let's celebrate our brothers and sisters. Let's sing. Okay, one more. All right. Whoa, beautiful. Okay, let's sing together. 1, 2, 3. birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear September. Children, happy birthday to you. All right, and 1, 2, 3, make a wish and blow out. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. All right, and I would like to invite Pastor Naokimi for the benediction. Oh, first the cake cutting. Oh, yeah, I haven't done that in a while, so yes. Ooh, big knife, be careful, all right? All right, please hold on. Yes, let's cut the cake. All right, happy birthday, and you can have a slice. Everybody can have a slice after service. And I'd like to invite Pastor Naokimi for the benediction, and we take a group photo as well.
Okay, good morning, everyone. As just our tradition, we like to offer a prayer for the birthday celebrants today. Okay, so please join me. Our dear most heavenly parent and our beloved true parents, we are gathered here as the New Jersey family community to really celebrate our congregants' birthdays in September. And it's a very special month. And on this day, we just want to celebrate the life of each and every one of your sons and daughters that are born on this month. We pray that your blessings may be abundant upon their lives. We're so grateful that you've provided them into our lives, and we ask that you continue to guide and protect them as always. I offer this prayer as the senior pastor here, and in my name, Naokimi Ushiroda of a Blessed Central Family, Jew.
Thank you. And a group photo, please, yeah. All right, and next up is the Sunday school dismissal. So if you go to Sunday school, please go to your respective classrooms. Sure, many parents are happy Sunday school has started again, so they maybe can listen to the service themselves and attend. So thank you for the Sunday school teachers. Give a hand to the Sunday school teachers. Without them, there would be no Sunday school, right? They sacrifice their time, their weekends to prepare. All right. And next up, we are welcoming back the band. Yechen has an offering song called Masterpiece for us. Please welcome the band.
Hello, everybody. So, I chose this song. I really, I love how it's from. Well, originally the songwriter is a rapper, and he sung it for his daughter. So I thought it was a very warm song I wanted to sing. So yeah, thank you. Darling, you're a masterpiece, breathing melodies. There's nothing that you have to be. You're a masterpiece. I'm looking at a masterpiece. Before you even try, there's nothing to decide. Just knowing every scar life leads, it's working on a masterpiece. You're too dark, too short, too tall. You're not enough, go and change it all. On and on it goes, go, don't keep it up. Just say goodbye, waste your life trying to be a 10. That 10 ain't worth a dime. When you're lost, let me be your guide. Play my song, see who you are through your father's eyes. And when you fall, baby, come to me. Whatever you become, I'll always be in love. 'Cause darling, you're a masterpiece. You'll breathe in melodies. There's nothing that you have to be. Already you're a masterpiece. I'm looking at a masterpiece. Oh, you know how to fight. You're stronger than the lies. I know in every scar life leaves. It's a brushstroke on a masterpiece. Whoa. Daddy's masterpiece. When the storm clouds cease and the tears won't leave, hear your daddy sing. You're a masterpiece. I'm looking at a masterpiece. Oh, you know how to fight. You're stronger than the lies. Knowing every scar life leaves. It's a brushstroke on a masterpiece. I'm looking at a masterpiece. Oh, you know how to fight. You're stronger than the lies. I know in every scar life leaves. It's a brushstroke on a masterpiece. I'm looking at a masterpiece. You know how to fight. You're stronger than the lies. I know in every scar life leaves. It's a brushstroke on a masterpiece. Whoa. Daddy's masterpiece. Thank you. Okay, now to introduce and prepare ourselves for the sermon, please join me in prayer. Dear most beloved Heavenly Parent and our precious true parents, good morning. Thank you, God, so much for this Sunday, this whole new week. Heavenly Parent, I pray we can allow you into our hearts, into our spirit, and we don't feel scared or constricted, but we can feel free, and our hearts can feel free to really be who we are. Heavenly Parent, your precious daughter, your precious son. God, I know you're investing so much into each one of us here, and you're raising us up, and you're encouraging us and guiding us in our life. And sometimes it's hard to feel it, or it's difficult to understand how or why things happen. But I pray, God, that we can all hold on to our faith in you, and we can continue being led by you, step by step, moving forward, continuously living with you, not just for you, but with you in every day that we live. And if we feel far from you, that know that it's okay, that you're always trying to reach us regardless of what we do or who we are. So thank you so much, God, for never giving up on us. And I pray that we can feel peace in our hearts and peace in our relationships, peace in our faith in you. So thank you. We love you again, and I'm praying for these things in the name of Yechanong, third generation blessed child, and all of our names here, Aju.
Thank you so much, Yejin and the band. Instead of nagging, I'm going to go tell my daughters today, you are a masterpiece. That's my determination. Because, yes, we need to remind, right, ourselves. God created us in his image. We are all masterpieces. Work in progress, though. So that's what I got from that song. Very beautifully, well chosen. And, yes, we are going into second part, like the sermon today. The title is Peacemakers. When I think of that title, I just thought about the Beatitudes, Jesus, right, words that he gave. And one says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. So I think it's a very relevant message. Let's welcome our pastor, senior pastor, Naokimi Ushiroda, for the Peacemakers message. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Yeah, the music was quite amazing today, and Yeah, you can give it a hand. I think the one point that really stood out for me was in the lyrics of the last song was, see yourself from Father's eyes, your Father's eyes. And, many times we feel like we fall short or we're not enough, we make mistakes. But from God's viewpoint, God, as a parent, really loves each of you unconditionally. And doesn't mean that he's always happy with your decisions or choices, but regardless, God loves each and every one of us as a parent does their children. I think if we can really receive that in our hearts, then we can start each day with much more peace and blessing in our lives. So thank you again for the band for sharing that song with us today. And thank you, Monica, our MC. She referred to a biblical verse today in the Beatitudes. I believe there's a verse that also says that blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the earth, or something, right? So today we're going to be talking about peacemakers. And yeah, this is part of a 3-sermon or 3-session series, which started with the introduction to the Peace Starts With Me movement. And last week we covered the principles of peace, where we talked about the 3 levels of first starting with peace within myself. The second was learning how to create peace with others, particularly in your family. And then the third was how to create peace with your environment, particularly nature, which was a gift that God gave us. Today we're going to go into peacemakers, historical peacemakers who really made a difference to move humanity towards greater peace. So I'd like to start with some interaction. Oops. Gave you a hint there. But who are some peacemakers that you know? Maybe not necessarily those that you saw in the picture, but other peacemakers that you know, and what do they do? Yes? Reverend Sun Myung Moon, okay. And what did he do to create peace? Okay, he brought people of different faith and backgrounds together. Great. Any other peacemakers that you know? Yes. Who? Martin Luther King Jr. What did he do?
He was able to harmonize the black and white
Okay.
in the United States.
Okay, so he particularly helped with harmonizing between blacks and whites in the United States. Any other peacemakers? Yes, Dr. Beebe. School principals. Okay. Tell me more. What do school principals do to? Okay, you got to resolve issues every day between who? Mostly between students. Sometimes parents too. So, all right. So there's many kinds of peacemakers in our lives. And as you know, there are some famous peacemakers, such as Martin Luther King Jr., also Mother Teresa. She took it upon herself to care for the poor, the extremely poor, the ones that no one else wanted to take care of. She chose to really invest her heart, her love, her resources to take care of them. And Gandhi, what did Gandhi do to promote or foster peace? Anyone? Yes. Oh, hold on. Go ahead, Karen.
Well, Gandhi decided that peace starts within himself. He started to bring peace in between Muslims and Hindus.
Okay. Okay. So he was a proponent of peace beginning within himself. And he did promote this non-violent resistance in the country in India. And he even did like what was it? Like a fast that doesn't end. What was that called? A fasting strike. Yeah, something like that. A what? A hunger strike. Yeah, hunger strike. Correct. So he did a hunger strike until there was peace on the streets. He did a hunger strike. And he put his own life at risk by saying, until this conflict stops, I will not stop fasting. So this kind of determination, even Martin Luther King Jr., he gave his life for this dream. There's a famous message called I Have a Dream. It's a very powerful speech by Martin Luther King Jr., where he pictures a place where the children from different backgrounds, ethnicities, and races would be walking together hand in hand. And again, that might seem normal to some of us here, but back in the day, that was not the case. Even now, there's still some struggles in this area, but he painted a picture that didn't exist at that time, but projecting that this is what's possible. This is what's meant to be. So the question is, what really drove these peacemakers to do what they did? Each of them pretty much had to commit and even risk their lives towards those ends. So what motivated them? What drove them to do these things? Any thoughts? Yes, Maurice? The problems that they see. What about those problems that they saw? They got sick and tired of them, right? Yeah, maybe. They got sick and tired of seeing the suffering of the extremely poor, or the conflicts between different groups, or even this racism. Got sick and tired. But I think one thing that's deeper than that, the response wasn't a response of fighting back. That's a typical response. When there's someone, you see a problem, then the typical response is, let's beat up the person who's causing the problem. That's a typical response. Even in sibling rivalries, or in the family, or between gangs, it's always, us versus them. But the uniqueness about these peacemakers is that each of them chose love as the answer, peace as the answer. That instead of, blaming the government for not taking care of the poor, Mother Teresa chose, I will love them. I will model what the government should be doing for them. Right? Instead of blaming the British government and calling up for arms to fight against them, said, no, I am going to create and risk my life for the sake of this cause. Right? So each of these significant peacemakers chose love, chose peace instead of violence, instead of conflict, to resolve these problems. That's what makes them different. The thing is, each of us have that choice every day. You can choose peace over conflict. You can choose love over being right. Yesterday, I was driving to a restaurant with my family. And I had just completed a workout before going to dinner, and I was out of breath. So I was waiting in the car, and then my family gets in, and it was a little bit drizzly, but I opened the windows because I wanted fresh air. As soon as my wife comes in the door, she's like, "Why are the windows open? The seats are wet." Right? So she closes the window, right? I'm still kind of gasping for breath because of my workout. And so I'm driving, and then I open my windows, and then I also try to open her window, and she gets upset again. It's like, "Why are you opening my window?" Anyway, I was also kind of hungry or hangry, so I wasn't the nicest at that time. But after dinner, after we had our fill on the way back, I didn't quite apologize, but I acknowledged my bad behavior. And I just said that, I just explained that my behavior wasn't the best because I was hungry, and also I was looking for fresh air, something like that. Anyway, point is, in everyday small situations, each of us can choose peace and love over conflict or being right. We tend to want to be right, but it's not about being right, okay? It's really about peace and love. And that's why we want you to come to service, to remind ourselves every week about this message of peace and love, because it requires a refresh each time to help us live into that kind of lifestyle and culture and attitude. I want to get into some historic other peacemakers. Now, Jesus, I believe, is a very important peacemaker. And some of you might think, well, why? Jesus, actually, there's a scene in the Bible where Jesus goes to the tax collectors' tables, and he throws the table, and all the coins go onto the floor. And in that scene, it seems like Jesus is a very violent man, and he would say things that are like, really challenging the people of those times about not being righteous before God. But if we understand more deeply about Jesus' heart and what he did for humanity, I think we can understand more his essence as a peacemaker. And the one thing I want to emphasize today is that before Jesus came, I want to paint a picture. Before Jesus came, God gave the 10 Commandments to his people. And the law of the land was basically more about law and judgment and righteousness. So if you did something wrong, what happened? You were punished. And in some extreme cases, you would be killed. That was the law, right? So if you think about that, God seemed like a very harsh ruler, right? If you did something wrong, you could be stoned to death, which is a very painful way to go, by the way. But when Jesus came, for the first time, Jesus introduced God as a father figure. And he also introduced this principle or this concept of love, grace, and forgiveness. This, to me, is the foundation of peace. Well, actually, I guess you do need law and judgment, or law and order, as a foundation for peace. I definitely agree that we need that. That's why God introduced the 10 Commandments as a foundation for law and order. However, on top of that, just law and order is not enough. In order to create greater peace, you need love and compassion. And Jesus gave the ultimate example of that by forgiving and loving his enemies, those who put him on the cross. I know this was a movie that came out a little while ago, but did anyone watch The Passion of Christ? It was a very vivid movie about the path that Jesus went to the cross. I remember in the theater, like, my body started twitching because of the intensity of the movie. But you have to understand, Jesus didn't do anything wrong. He was simply testifying to the greater truth, the new truth that God is my Father, God is a God of love, not just law. And people persecuted him. People misunderstood him, and they said the exact opposite. They accused him of being connected to Beelzebub, or the devil. The exact opposite of who he was. And so imagine being innocent and being given a death sentence. That was what Jesus was. He was given a death sentence as an innocent man who had only proclaimed the reality and the love of God. But he willingly went through the cross, and as he was dying, instead of being angry, instead of being frustrated at the people around him, even angry at God for giving him this situation, Jesus pleaded to God, "Please forgive them, for they know not what they do." Think about that. Imagine being on death row and you're asking to forgive the people who wrongly accused you. That's what Jesus was able to do. He introduced grace and forgiveness to the world. And because of that, there's a hope and a chance for peace in this world. That again, on the foundation of law and order, we have this element of grace and forgiveness. And I think each of us, whenever we do wrong to others, well, first, repentance is important. Receive that grace and forgiveness yourself, but also apologize. I'm working on it myself. It's a hard thing to do. And also, if someone has wronged you, find it in your heart to practice forgiveness and grace. And you will find greater peace in your heart and more blessings in your life when you practice this principle. Okay? So now on to the Peace Starts With Me. This movement began maybe 5 years ago. We actually had a major rally here in New Jersey in Prudential Center in 2019. And we had over 20,000 people gather, fill the stadium. And with music and performances, I remember I was on, No, I wasn't on stage that time. Madison Square Garden, I was on stage. But yeah, it was amazing. And this movement of Peace Starts With Me began with really the inspiration from our founders, who are Father and Mother Moon, who we call our true parents. And they've led such an extraordinary life to bring about peace in this world. So to share a little bit more, I'd like to play a video, just a 5-minute video that shares a snapshot of the different things that they've done to foster peace. Let's watch together.
has sought to go beyond race, religion, ethnicity, gender, and culture. He is perhaps the most misunderstood, misrepresented, maltreated, and maligned person on the face of the earth. But that only is the stuff that makes him love all the more. He loves his enemies. He lives for the sake of others. And no cost is too great in order to bring back the family of God. He has committed his life to restoring us to God's true love, God's true life, and true lineage, so that we look upon each other as brothers and sisters, one family under God. Truly the true parents of all humanity.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of different images in that video. But one thing about Father Moon's life was that he was persecuted for most of his life because of his beliefs, because of his vision for going beyond the norm. In fact, he was imprisoned 6 times because of his persecution from governments, from religious figures. And yet he kept going. What's going on? Okay. He kept going despite the resistance, despite the misunderstanding and persecution. And really looking back at his life, since the time of his calling at a young age of 15. Actually, to tell you a little bit about that story, he was praying on Easter morning desperately to God. He grew up in war-torn Korea that was actually occupied by Japan. And he saw suffering. He saw people starving. He saw people in conflict and war. And so he asked God, why, if God, you're a good God, why is there so much suffering in this world? And he was praying late at night on the mountaintop near his neighborhood. And Jesus came in a vision to him and said, actually, there is so much I want to reveal to you, but would you be willing to take on this mission, to inherit and continue what I've started? And 2 times Father Moon said, no, that is way too much. What can I do? I'm a 15-year-old boy. But the 3rd time he was asked, he accepted because he felt, if I didn't accept, then someone else would have to go through this suffering course. So he accepted the mission, and since that day, until his dying day, I believe he was continued to live each and every day in pursuit of fulfilling Jesus' request to him to build the kingdom. So it's really a remarkable person. And some of the key other images that I want to briefly explain, you saw this image of mass marriage, a group of people getting married simultaneously. This one was one of the reasons why he was really misunderstood and persecuted. But one of the biggest reasons behind these marriages was for it to be international, intercultural, blessed marriages. And the reason behind that was to create a harmonious world. He actually asked the members of the community to go beyond their own race and nationality and marry outside of their comfort zone in order for the sake of creating peace in this world. That's pretty amazing. Actually, if you look around, one of the things that I keep hearing is unique or precious about our community is that we are very mixed here, right? We have all races, all cultures, and it's beautiful. In the eyes of God, that is so beautiful. Actually, maybe I can ask, among you here, how many have an international marriage? International marriage. Yeah, a good 1/3 to a half of us here have an international marriage. Right? So this doesn't happen by chance. This was intentional. Father Moon had a vision. If we want to create substantial, lasting peace in the world, we need to get people from different nations to marry each other and create real, lasting peace in this world. And so the blessing movement really helped to foster this cross-cultural marriage and connection throughout the world. Also, there was one scene, actually 2 more scenes I'm going to explain. One was, there was something called the Middle East Peace Initiative. Has anyone attended one of the Middle East Peace Initiative programs? Okay, we have a handful here. I had the chance to go myself to Israel. But the amazing thing was at that time, we had connections with Christians, Muslims, and Jewish leaders. And we encouraged them to embrace each other and stop the fighting and war and conflict. So at that moment, we actually had top leaders in each of those different groups to come together and embrace each other, which is a miracle. Of course, right now, we still see these kind of conflicts going on. But at that time, Father Moon really pushed for us to help inter-religious cooperation. That the people of God, the people of faith, should not be fighting each other. We're supposed to be representing God. We're supposed to be representing peace and love. If we can't get our act together, if we can't really learn to love each other, how are we supposed to promote peace in the world? So that's why Father Moon really pushed for the people of different religions to come together in peace. And the final example I want to emphasize, there was one picture of Father Moon embracing another man. I don't know if you remember seeing that. But that person is the former head of state for North Korea, Kim Il-sung. So the story goes, Kim Il-sung was, he was the North Korean top leader. And Father was so against communism that he started a whole movement called Victory Over Communism. So he promoted this fighting against communism very boldly. So much so that Kim Il-sung saw him as a threat. And at one point he sent assassins to eliminate Father Moon here in New York, where he was residing. Fortunately, the FBI caught him on the way, not Kim Il-sung, but the assassin on the way to the place East Garden where he was residing. But that much Kim Il-sung hated Reverend Moon. But Reverend Moon, he said, in order to really heal this world, I must love the most unlovable person. Again, same as Jesus. He got this inspiration. He needs to model the way that Jesus taught. So he chose to find a way to go to North Korea and embrace Kim Il-sung. This is crazy, guys. You're talking about a country that, these days, if you watch K-pop, you can be killed. That's a new law in North Korea right now. If any young people, if they're caught watching South Korea's cultural shows, then they can be killed as punishment. That's part of the death penalty now. So this is a nation that can pretty much kill you for whatever the leader says you did wrong. And he decided to go there and greet the leader and embrace him. It's amazing. And I remember there's a story where they went to the room, top leaders, Kim Il-sung's not there, he's in another room. They're not sure even if he can actually meet Kim Il-sung. But in the middle of that meeting, Father Moon stands up after hearing all of their glamorous stories about North Korea. He stands up and says, "May I share a word?" And they're like, "Okay, you've been listening for a few hours, so go ahead." And he boldly declares, "What you believe is wrong. Juche ideology is wrong. There is no future for this nation, for your nation of North Korea, by following Juche ideology. You need God." And he's proclaiming this in a communist nation, which is also another rule at that time. You can be put to death by going against the ideology. So he boldly declares this, and all his entourage are like sweating bullets, like, oh crap, we're done. We're not going home. But miraculously, Kim Il-sung, who was in the other room and watching this whole encounter, he was really impressed. He was like, who is this guy? Who is this guy that comes to my place and declares that we're wrong? This guy is crazy. I got to meet him. Right? So anyway, they end up deciding to meet. And immediately, actually before they went to North Korea, they prepared for over a month in Hawaii to cleanse their hearts. Both Father and Mother Moon testified that they had to purify their own hearts, let go of all resentments that they had against Kim Il-sung before they could meet him. So they did the internal work to forgive and love. So when they met, immediately what Father did, usually in the East, you simply respectfully bow to each other. So you greet and you just go like this with the distance, right? A father goes immediately up to Kim Il-sung and gives him a bear hug. And the security are like pulling out their guns, ready to defend him, right? But because his heart was so sincere, because he was really clarified and let go of all resentments and his face was all smiles and love, Kim Il-sung embraced him back. And there started a whole partnership of even supporting North Korea with limited resources that they had. He was truly practicing loving his enemy. It's amazing. And he's the only person that Kim Il-sung told his grandchildren, if there's any one person you can trust and believe, it's Reverend Moon. And that was, at the time of his death, Father Moon, Kim Il-sung sent flowers to really commemorate and honor Father Moon. So yeah, that was just a little bit of Father Moon. Again, we have so much more to share about his life. So I encourage you, if you haven't done so, to read the Father's autobiography. It's called As a Peace-Loving Global Citizen. And you'll learn more about his adventures, even from childhood. Okay, next, I want to share about Mother Moon, the mother of peace. Yeah, maybe before I go into it, let's, actually, I do want to share a little bit. You know, in the video, you saw the sequence. Everything that Father Moon went through, guess who was beside him? Mother Moon. So you have to understand that Father Moon struggled and suffered so many injustices. But Mother Moon suffered equally right beside him. People don't always get that or see that. But those who are married, imagine your spouse being unjustly persecuted and you having to stand beside them. How difficult, how challenging it is. Mother stood by him his whole life. Her whole life, she stood by his side. Incredible, incredible. So every challenge that Father Moon faced, Mother Moon was right there beside him. Okay? But on top of that, interestingly enough, Mother Moon had her own calling at a young age. So I want to share a 2-minute video on that.
I remember like it was yesterday, the day I escaped North Korea. My country is still divided. The world is still divided.
Sent to hospital Saturday, dozens of others were...
Now, Mother's interpretation of her calling is not within what we call the norm. Mother's interpretation of her calling is that she is the only begotten daughter. But you don't judge a tree by its branches, and you don't judge a tree by its leaves. You judge a tree by its fruit. And there's nobody in here that can deny the significance of the fruit that we have seen exhibited by her response to her calling.
When I announced the first visit of True Mother, I told my church about the great work she is doing for humanity, and that is why I have embraced her.
It's time that we come together as one family under God and transform our communities and transform our world around us and bring our worlds closer together.
this road toward peace hasn't been easy. And yet, I believe together we can build God's family.
All right, thank you. So that's a short video on the Mother of Peace. And, you know, even after Father Moon passed, it was a very difficult time, but she chose to step up and continue the legacy of Father Moon by continuing the blessing of marriages, by continuing gatherings of world leaders at world summits to talk about this message of peace. And she continues to do it today. She's 81 years old. She's 81 years old. And she's still moving forward and asking us to support in making God's dream, which is one family, one peaceful world, she wants to establish within her lifetime. So to end this message today, I want to call on all of you to consider, you know, these are amazing historical peacemakers, but I believe that each of us can be peacemakers. But I need you to really think, what can you do today or this week to contribute to peace? Take 4 minutes. Either reflect and also discuss with a neighbor, share your thoughts. Okay, let's wrap up our conversations. Okay, so let's see what some of you came up with. The question on the table again is, what can I do today or this week to contribute to peace? What can I do this week or today to contribute to peace? Anyone? Yes, Hyungwon. Okay. Okay, so love yourself and your siblings and friends and family. Okay. Yeah, this is an important point, right? Many of us, especially the serving types, we tend to focus on caring for other people. The serving types. I know not everyone's a serving type, but those who are serving types, they take care of others. But it's just as important to care for yourself. You need to have love and compassion for yourself. I remember my wife sometimes, she would criticize herself. I won't say details, but she would criticize herself, and I would encourage her, be nice, be kind. Because we tend to be very critical of ourselves. And imagine, would you say the same thing to your friend? The things you say to yourself. You know, I'm too lazy, I'm too this, I'm too fat, I'm too this, you know, I'm all these kind of. Would you say that to your friend? All right. So you need to learn to also be kind and compassionate to yourself. From God's, remember the song? From your Father's eyes. You are a masterpiece. Don't forget that. Of course, it's a work in progress, but you are a masterpiece. It's so important to remember that. Anyone else? Anything you can do to contribute to peace this week? Yes. Mr. Eaton.
Yes, well, this morning I actually did something already.
Okay.
I got a call last night from our UPF representatives in Australia.
Okay.
And they had a Zoom call this morning, ambassadors from the Zoom call, and they were very interested in the MEPI project that we referenced.
Right. Okay.
Israel many times. And so they wanted to know how our MEPI initiatives at that time helped to create environment for peace, specifically in music and culture.
Okay.
So I wanted to share with them through that. And so, and also I've written a piece of music called Peace Starts With Me, if you want to hear it.
Oh, look at that. So this is David Eaton. He's a composer, musician. He used to be the conductor of the New York City Symphony. And he is already in communication with people from all over the world about creating music that really promotes this message of peace. And he even wrote a song called Peace Starts With Me. Maybe we should be playing that at service. Yeah, maybe next week we can showcase that song. All right, and one final comment, anyone else? What can you do to contribute to peace today or this week? Yes, Dr. Bibi. Okay. Oh, interesting. So Dr. Bibi would like to visit a Russian Orthodox church's priest today, this afternoon, to start a conversation with them. Okay, so anytime that we go beyond our borders, it's really contributing. You know, yesterday I had a chance to go out and use surveys to invite people to the Peace Starts With Me seminars. And, one person that I had a conversation with, he said that, thank you for being out here and sharing this message and making me think about peace. Because it's not a normal thing to talk about. So I really feel that the more we have this conversation around peace, we can really promote and expand this realm. Okay? So please keep that in mind this week. And I'd like to invite you and encourage you to, if you haven't done so already, become a New Jersey Peace Family Community maker. Not a member, a peacemaker. You can become a peacemaker, and certain things, you can rejuvenate your spirit by attending our gatherings like this morning in this environment of peace and joy. Continue to learn peace principles by attending our educational programs. Practice peace principles by serving in our community and in your neighborhood. Look out for upcoming service projects that Shogun Akaza is developing. Also receive customized care for the first 3 months by a personal welcome guide. Not that guy, but we have others. Connect with peers by joining a family group. Okay, and register today to become part of our peace family. And during these 3 weeks, if you register, we will give you a t-shirt. Peace starts with the t-shirts and help promote the movement. We also have t-shirts in the back if you'd like to pick one up. That's a wrap for today for the Peacemaker message. Again, I want to encourage you all to invite others, help them hear and practice these principles of peace, and we can really continue the legacy of all peacemakers of the past, and we can also contribute to peace in this world. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Pastor Naokimi. I bought my shirt last week, as you can see, $10, brand new. I had an old one that was raggedy that I used for the workout, but this one looks really cool, right? So I think there are more in the back. So let's become peacemakers. And thank you for the youth volunteers today. And also a few announcements. Peacemaker seminar will happen on October next week on Saturday, 12 to 4:30 at the Fellowship Hall. Then also, right now there's a fishing contest going on. It's called Peace Queen Cup. It used to be King Cup, but all women are called to fish in the Hudson River from the 28th, started yesterday, and goes on until October 16th. Yeah, it's only on weekends, though. And let's give a hand to Mrs. Mariuama. I don't know if she's here. She got a real gigantic fish. Oh, it's not on here, but this morning we saw it. It was really impressive. So, yeah, please, go fishing. I don't know what's the price, but I'm sure it's worth it. And then we have the young adult gathering. It's called Home Base, second gathering this October 2nd from 7 to 8:30. But please donate some finger food. Food is love, right? And they, of course, want to fellowship, and they are going to sing and so on, and they have a great time, but they need a little bit support. So if you have anything you'd like to donate, bring it to the Fellowship Hall before 6 p.m., or monetary donations are welcome too. Eva Schneider is the contact person. And then we have a Hyojong Blessing Preparation National Level 2 Blessing Workshop at East Garden from October 4th to 6th. So also that's happening. And so most importantly today, we are going out. If you are eager to go out today and get a little vitality elements, please join us at 12:15 at the Chomshim one. We are going to go into the neighborhood, ask about what peace means to the community and what they need, what they are in need of. So there will be a survey. All the tools will be given to you, so you just need to show up. And if you're a little shy, you can be paired up with somebody. So don't be shy. Even if you don't speak English, it's okay. All right? We pair you up. We make you successful. So I will be definitely there. Thank you so much. And I think maybe today is raining, but maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because I think more people will be in the homes. So maybe that's God's work. God is working to support us. Who knows? So let's do that if you like. And yes, I'd like to welcome now the band for the tithing song. Please come and bring your tithes to the front. Open the eyes of my heart is the title.
Yeah, so if everyone could please stand up and prepare to offer your tithes while we sing this song. Feel free to sing if you know. I know you know the song, but yeah, please sing if you can. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. My heart, Lord, open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. See you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your Aju, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. And please, you can have refreshments downstairs, lunch in the fellowship hall. And if you want to greet the pastor, come to the front. Have a peaceful, blessed week. Thank you.